Now jumping to the other presentation on clues right away. CLEW stands for Climate, Land, Energy, Water Systems Modeling Framework. Again, it's a framework. It can be applied in different ways and to different situations. It's a way basically to quantitatively assess links between climate, land, energy, water systems and help policymakers in policy coherence. It's been widely used nowadays worldwide by UNDIS and UNDP especially, and ourselves have collaborated with them in this quite a bit. And now these are the applications that I could remember as I was making this presentation, but there are probably several more in literature that can be tracked. These are applications where UN has been heavily involved and also ourselves. And now, so it's in a nutshell, it's a water energy food nexus methodology. Is one of that family. So it comes from the nexus discussions from the Bonn conference up in the last bit more than a decade, and is a tool for simultaneous consideration of food, energy, and water security questions from a sectoral and intersectoral perspective, one could say. And it fosters policy coherence by creating awareness of, for instance, undesired impacts, but also co-benefits of sectoral policies on other sectors, from, for instance, energy onto water and agriculture, designing coherent national development policies, devising strategies for using scarce resources efficiently, and facilitating interinstitutional communication. So it has been used in so-called nexus dialogues. This is a very important component that we want to also bring into this project. Those models are, again, techno-economic representations of real-world systems, pretty much like an energy system model. So it's the same type of concept. Yeah, and these models are usually designed for long-term questions. And once again, like I said in the previous presentation, highly customizable with respect to the system boundaries, geographical coverage, level of detail, and the type of elements in the water, energy, and agricultural or land use supply chains that are represented. So yeah, this is very important to know. Allow me to spend a couple words. CLEWs models can be designed in different ways and using different modeling tools. So that's the history of CLEWs. So a number of models have been developed using the OSeMOSYS tool. So they are pretty much all optimization models where instead of only optimizing the energy system, you optimize a system of systems that includes land use, water, and energy. So a bit bigger, and it optimizes them together. So there's one overall minimization objective. And then they can also be created by combining optimization and simulation models. For example, typical has been combining WEAP, hydrological system type of model, and OSeMOSYS. If one does everything into OSeMOSYS, one will represent the supply chains not only for energy but also for water and land resources all together, and various connections between them. And that's the added value of the framework, where you can, in this way, let me go a bit ahead, you can in this way have representations where you pull some levers in your land representation, for example, increase in domestic production of some particular crop product, and you will be able to quantify impacts that there are on water, uses for irrigation and on energy uses for pumping water for irrigation, or also energy uses for other agricultural practices. Let me just jump into the types of policy relevant questions to conclude. And these are pretty much related to the impacts that policies or interventions in one sector may have on other sectors, and illuminating on those. And here I was going to give some examples of results, but I will skip those. Perhaps the most important would have been this one, where you see some climate change impacts on crop production in particular regions of our country system, and you can also model into ranges on those. SDGs you can imagine, 6 on water, 7 on energy, 13 on climate action, and 15 on life on land are the most important. And here are the resources. Notice the 2 links above, because they could be of interest for those that want to very quickly get into CLEWs. Thank you.